a fortune teller came to Prabhupada, right? Like a, what do you call it? Like a, what do they call those people? A horoscope reader, whatever. Somebody that can tell the, astrologer. And came, and the room was filled with devotees, and the devotees would say, "Hey, Prabhupada, he can tell your future." I was like, "Oh." He said, "I can also tell your future. I can tell all your futures here." Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi. Birth, old age, disease, and death. This is the future if you don't take the Krishna consciousness. The same future. So, so Narada, he had the mystic power. He was able to show him. And again, that's how he convinced him to chant Hare Krishna. Actually, showing him that, hey, this is it. And that's what happens. In the association of a devotee, there's an awakening. Whether we have the vision in the sky, or basically it doesn't happen that way for most of us. Somehow or another, the knowledge somehow sinks into our ear. This is how the spiritual experience is transmitted by the mercy of the parampara system from bona fide spiritual master, handed down the truth from Krishna himself. Evam paramparam praptam. This ancient science of devotional service was taught, Krishna said, by me to the sun god. It's been coming down. I'm teaching you the same thing. So we can see the miracle of people's transformations just by hearing the truth emanating from the lips of the pure devotee. And therefore, Srila Prabhupada's teachings are not his teachings, in a sense. It is the teachings of Krishna. It's coming down, saturated with incredible potency to transform people's hearts. And we can see anyone who hears this message submissively, or even accidentally sometimes. The message or the name. Sometimes people don't have time, especially nowadays. People's attention span is getting smaller and smaller. Mostly people don't read books nowadays. They watch TV or watch videos. And the thing is, technology has designed the message that they want to impart upon the consumers or the potential customers. They've shrunk the time frame. They've shrunk the time frame. Why? Not because you can't have like a really cool commercial or anything or message. It's because people's attention span has shrunk. So now, instead of like a 30-second commercial, they boil it down to like 5-second things. Powerful images, messages. Because people's attention span. So in the same way, Lord Chaitanya has understood, right? Lord Chaitanya understood that people's attention span in this Kali Yuga is decreasing. And therefore, what did he recommend? Huh? Harinam, if gave them. Huh? If somebody could just pick up the holy name, the whole philosophy, they pick up the holy name. The holy name itself Krishna's name contains everything. It contains the philosophy. It contains the pastimes. Therefore, really, our business is to chant Hare Krishna. We take that as something burden or something extra. We have a lot of stuff to do. We have a lot to do today. We have to do this, we have to do that. I mean, everybody here is probably thinking right now, what I got to do today. Right? You got any pots to wash, Braylon? You got any kids to teach? It's like we're thinking of things that we have to do. And that's, of course, we have to do them because we're not able to chant Hare Krishna in a concentrated way. Kirtanya Sadahadi, as recommended by Lord Chaitanya, chanting all the time. But at least we should chant what we've been given the order to do with attention. Huh? If we chant with attention, begging for mercy, then there'll be reciprocation. And we can, as it says here, follow in the last sentence of Prabhupada's purport, follow in the footsteps of Narada Muni. What's Narada Muni's footsteps? He's traveling around wherever he goes, whoever he meets. Same instruction of Lord Chaitanya. Okay. He's teaching them the science of Krishna. He's teaching them how to become devotees. He's teaching the message of God. So that's what it means, to follow in the footsteps of Narada Muni, to chant. Narada Muni, he's the perfect chanter. He's always chanting. Right? You see some of these Indian movies. You ever seen some of these Indian movies with Narada Muni, pictures of Narada Muni? In the movies, right? Narada Muni's always, what's his name? Om Namo Narayana. Mostly they show him not chanting Radhika Raman. It's Om Namo in the Indian movies. Om Namo Narayana. Om Namo, he's chanting the name of Narayana, which is not different than Krishna. But he's always chanting. So following the footsteps of Narada Muni means to ourselves personally take up the chanting and to distribute the knowledge to others. Inspire them somehow or another. So this is where we're at. We're here at New Vrindaban. We have a community of devotees. We have guests coming. We have opportunities to reach out to each other, communicate with each other, because we are dependent on each other. Just like Vidura is a pure devotee, but he was dependent on Maitreya Muni. Yudhishthira is a pure devotee, but he's dependent on Narada Muni. So as Prabhupada said, I want to create the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, which will be a society of pure devotees. You say, well, where are the pure devotees? One time Prabhupada was asked that. You know that story? Prabhupada was asked by a devotee. I think he was my Sankirtan partner, I think. At least from the story that I heard. Anyway, he asked Prabhupada, so how many pure devotees are in the movement? Or in the world, even. Probably. More like this. All pure. So what does that mean, all pure? It means that if you're in the process of becoming purified, then you have to see, like every devotee has a special quality that has to be appreciated and accepted and utilized in Krishna service. This is expert utilization of Krishna's energies. So we should learn to see that individually ourselves. Who are these devotees? How they're sacrificing. I'm telling Ozo the other day that in the old days we had so much sacrifices. We were starving, always hungry, always cold, so much hard work. Mud everywhere. No sidewalks, no roads, in Vrindaban. We used to put boards, if we were lucky, we would put a board down so that you could try to make it into the temple without getting splashed with mud. At a certain point we started pouring concrete, making sidewalks, right? And we realized how heavenly that was to be walking on sidewalk. And then and the first concrete we mixed was all by hand. We had a system, 4 guys, four boys with shovels, and we would go around in a circle. We put the ingredients for concrete in the middle of a piece of plywood, and we would walk around in a circle. And by the time we walked around, a few times, it was all mixed with shovels. And that's how we first did our concrete. And then somehow or another, we got a concrete mixer, right? And it was always breaking down. We'd be Teja would always be inside the mixer trying to clean it, or he was Dr. Tony at the time, and we were trying to keep that thing going, but in the meantime we would be mixing back. Anyway, so then we started making all these sidewalks and roads and everything, and then the guru at the time, we gave him a nickname, Concrete Pod, because everybody, they was joking one time, there was an initiation, and he was joking, so what are the 4 ringing principles? Da, 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 da. What is the recipe for concrete? 3 parts sand. Anyway. So anyway, that was austere, we lived in a mud puddle and somehow or another we had to live. But anyway, that was austere. So nowadays you don't have that austerity. You have other types of austerity. We don't have to get into the details of what they are. You all know what they are. Living here. There's some austerity living here now with the way things are. Maybe it's confusing, maybe it's not so organized, maybe it's not so, together in so many ways. It's austerity. But still, we have our connection to Krishna, Guru and Krishna. Guru has given us this connection. Chant the holy names. Render devotional service. Stay in that bubble. Stay in that bubble. Nothing can touch you. No mud, no cold, no starvation. Nowadays, the austerity is not starvation. The austerity is there's so much incredible prasad just laying around. The old days, you couldn't get a piece of maha. You were lucky to get a piece of maha. It was like gold. Nowadays, maha sits out. It's not enough devotees or not enough appreciation or change of diet. People can't eat. But anyway, we should be thankful. That's my point. Be thankful for everything we have and take advantage of this simple process of Krishna consciousness. Chant Hare Krishna. Be happy. Hare Krishna. Any questions, comments? Boy, if Madhu was here, she'd be dragging me out of the seat right now. 2 minutes to 9, yes.
In the example in this pastime, they're reaching out to an elderly man. He's in his last stages, and they're preaching this knowledge to him.
Mm-hmm.
And oftentimes I find in our Sankirtan Harinam experiences, we're going out to young people, we're going out to colleges and stuff. Would it be advisable to follow in the footsteps and go to like hospices where there's elderly people and try to give them Krishna consciousness?
Krishna consciousness for everyone. We have our Devanandapani. He goes this whole program. Travels from one what do they call it? Old folks home, they used to call them that. I don't know what they call them.
I'm just trying to get in.
You're like going to be the next resident. He goes there and he sings devotional songs to them. So yeah, this is, but mostly, you get habituated to a certain thinking, a certain acting and everything. So the older you become, the more difficult it is to overcome bad habits. And therefore, one time Prabhupada was giving there was a press conference going on, and Prabhupada was surrounded by his disciples. And one reporter challenged, so why are you surrounded by young people? Like it's fun to find fault, somehow. I was young. Why are there so many young people in the university? Because it is a time for education. Right? Prabhupada quoted Prahlad Maharaj. Komaram, what is it? Achat Pragdo, Dharma Bhagavati. That in the beginning of life, what is it? Dharma? Komaram Achat Pragdo. Right? Prahlad Maharaj said at the beginning of life. Well, his friends were arguing too. Same question you're asking. Hey, Prahlad, during the recess, he would pull out, mridanga and kartals, try to get a kirtan going. And says, "Oh, we want to play." No, Prahlad said, "Now it's time for Krishna." No, we want to play. Well, hey, we'll take the Krishna consciousness when we're older, they told her. What you're saying is important. We'll take the Krishna when we're old. Prahlad Maharaj said, "No, old means just before you're about to die. Do you know you're not going to die today? You don't know. So take the Krishna consciousness now. And actually, youth is the time when you can form. Just like for those who have children or who've had children, know that a child you may know or you may have understood. Here's our teacher. A child in the first few years, they pick up so much, right?
It's called the absorbent mind.
I saw you bathing kids in shaving cream on their foot, or what was that?
That was a sensory walk. Things to step in.
I saw one pot was spaghetti, one pot was shaving cream or something. Anyway, you're giving them these different experiences, and she's connecting it all to Krishna. It's amazing how she teaches, And a child at a young age, picks up so much. And of course, how old is the smallest child in your school?
Well, when Raylan's son starts,
It'll be 2.5, 3?
Yeah,
3.
But they can't start at 2.5.
Yeah, so they're learning early, And of course, the parents are teaching at home so much about Krishna. So, or if they're not Krishna conscious, they're teaching so much about other things. And those impressions. So anyway, youth is the time. But we don't discriminate, right? We don't discriminate. We just take opportunity, Young people come, it's great. Old people come. Confess up, Let old people come to Krishna consciousness. The sound, the transcendental sound vibration, enters the heart, then transformation takes place. So we don't discriminate because we don't know who's ready. An old person might be a person that is just waiting according to their karmic situation or previous life to take up. And it might be just all they have to do is be Krishna conscious for 1 year, go back to Godhead, right? They might, or somebody else, a young person, you make a young person Krishna conscious, think, oh, it's so nice, but it's to be Krishna conscious your whole life. It's not easy. You don't think of it, because we're just trying to do one day a day, but to be, especially for us, the Westerners, there's so many things that are trying to confuse us. So just to last, just to somehow stay in association of devotees and try to be Krishna conscious is not an easy thing, but it's so important because when you see everything else, there was one time a challenge with one sannyasi or something, or maybe it was a Chutananda. He was preaching how Krishna consciousness is the best thing. He says, and if anybody can come here and convince me of some other path. He was very learned, he was very learned. He used to defeat all the Mayavadis in South India and everything. But anyway, he says, somebody can come here and convince me that there's something better to do with my life than to be a devotee. Now, I won't follow that person, but I can't find a single person that can tell me something better than what Prabhupada is giving. So therefore, we have to continually hear the message of Godhead is given Srimad Bhagavatam. And so lucky here. Now we have Pranata Kuna inviting everyone, 10 o'clock in the morning, go and hear Bhagavatam. Just hear it. And that hearing transforms. What do you say?
I've been a few times before.
Huh?
I've gone, and it's very nice.
It's wonderful. It's going on. Or take the book yourself, read it, but in association of devotees, it becomes more powerful. So take advantage. And our guests, thank you so much for coming. If you don't have any of Srila Prabhupada's books, Srimad Bhagavatam translated by Srila Prabhupada, or these other books, we have the book table here. Please pick up a book from Srila Prabhupada. It's not, you might have you've grown up with Bhagavad Gita and so many scriptures, Ramayana at home, but these books carry a special potency because they're commented on by a pure devotee of Krishna who's transformed so many people into devotees. So please, if you don't have Prabhupada's books at home, you can help yourself here. It's a healthy, what is it called? Smart table. If you're smart, you're going to go to this and take a book. And if you're smart, there's also a way to, you don't even have to talk to anybody. You can donate right in the box. Well, thank you for your kind attention. Srimad Bhagavatam, Gataraj ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.